Hello and welcome to another episode of the PhazeCast. I'm Eric. That's Joe. We're here to talk to you about all kinds of nerdy stuff. Namely, Mother's Day was last week.
Shit! I guess today is technically
very nerdy topic. Today is Mother's Day. Text your mom, Joe.
I got her stuff.
Happy Mother's Day to all mothers and mother like figures out there.
Yes.
And let me just say
Happy
to the
Mother's
mothers
Day.
out there, what?
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, good. Okay. What are you drinking?
Coffee.
Oh, why are you drinking it out of a flagon?
Dude, it's clearly just coffee. I need you to chill.
Starting the morning. Okay, so to to mothers out there, let me just say.
Okay, hold on. Be careful now.
On Mother's Day, there is a high chance that your child, when spending time with you, could have been playing the new Legend of Zelda game and chose to spend that time with you, and just know how much that potentially means.
Shut the fuck up. It's Mother's Day. Text, call, or talk, or spend time with your mother if you have that kind of relationship.
Yeah, and if you don't, then don't.
And to the mothers out there, how you doing?
Oh no, that was supposed to be my segue into Tears of the Kingdom, Joe.
I mean, we could just be like, hey guys, guess what? He wants to talk about Tears of the Kingdom. I log into our normal video chat, and I expect him to be there. And instead, I see off of that screen he has in the background, and I hear Tears of the Kingdom being played. And I'm like, Eric. I had to text him to be like, stop playing Tears of the Kingdom. And I just heard like he was like 12 again. Ugh, fine. And then I hear him turn off the game and then come back to the computer.
I'm having a good time with Tears of the Kingdom.
It looks fun as shit. Don't get me wrong.
Played it yet? You haven't played Breath of the Wild yet.
I've played a little Breath of the Wild, but like I didn't beat the game. I think I when I played it, I was exploring a lot because I didn't want to do any of the story. I'm like, there's too much to look at now. I want to do all that stuff before I get to the story because I'm a weird gamer like that.
No, I do a similar thing.
And I remember I accidentally fell into a lake, and then next thing you know, I'm on an elephant robot, and I'm like, what's happening? I don't know anything of the plot of this area. Why is that Ganon? And I met a fish man. That was the end of my Breath of the Wild experience.
I like that you took the open-endedness of that game and found a way to ruin it.
You gotta, if you give me an open world game, I'm gonna fucking do everything but the main quests. That's what I've been doing in Jedi Survivor. As soon as I get a new power that lets me travel somewhere, I'm like, fuck everything else, explore everything else about the world. And when I physically can't do anything else, I'll move forward.
I would say that I have a similar tendency in games to do exactly that. Mm-hmm. Like that you have to like go back and be like, okay, now I know that I can get that treasure that was on that other planet. So I have to go do that first.
Yep.
But I think Zelda had a good I don't know. You just got to kind of follow it in a little bit of a different way. It's not the same as other open world games. But Tears of the Kingdom, dude, you were saying about how you saw people making mechs and stuff.
What is this game? I saw people like make a giant robot and then walk around killing. Is it bokoblins? Is that what it is?
Yeah, bokoblins.
Bokoblins, and then I saw someone take like a train car and turn it into a shield, and then it was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I was like, "What the fuck is happening? Is this even Legend of Zelda anymore?" This kind of feels like nuts and bolts.
I was gonna make the same comparison actually. But you're on a slightly different side. It's funny because you're also on Tears of the Kingdom TikTok, but I'm on a slightly different side where I saw like there was a guy who made a giant wooden man who had a dick that shot fire, and then there was somebody who made a Trojan horse and then jumped in it and attacked a little town. So I've got weirder ones.
There are little towns to attack?
I don't know. I'm not. So I just got. You start the game on a floating island, and then you jump down to
again?
Hyrule. Yes, but it's a bigger floating island this time.
Oh.
It's like a pretty big floating
Is it the one from Skyward Sword?
No, but I can see why they re-released Skyward Sword before this.
Because they're all interconnected. I think that's the thing here. I also saw that, I don't know, from what I saw, like Link was shirtless again. Did he wake up in another bathtub? Did more time pass?
No, but Link is shirtless and toned and tan. Take that for what you will.
Listen, the only other things I know about this game are that you can make weird platforms to fly and apparently robot for. And if I can't do that against Matt Mercer Gannon, what's the point of having all this cool stuff?
And he has a tattoo sleeve.
Matt Mercer Gannon or Link has a tattoo sleeve?
Link has a tattoo sleeve. Matt Mercer Gannon I haven't met yet. I am excited to meet him.
You and everybody else on the internet, y'all thirsty motherfuckers, just want to get...
What? About Ganon?
Yeah.
Like people are thinking that
people want to
like
fuck Ganondorf. Yeah. Have you seen him?
This specific Ganondorf?
Yeah.
I haven't really. I saw him on a plaque.
Oh, you haven't seen like the art of the guy?
No, dude. But Pura. You know, you get the little tablet in Breath of the Wild. From that like lady who's well, okay, you won't know this actually, but in Breath of the Wild,
okay,
you get a tablet.
I think I got far enough to get the tablet, right? It's like an old lady, but she's not old because she looks young. Yes, because that's a trope.
Yes. So she in this game, she looks good, man. She looks
Chill
good.
The fuck out. All right,
she
listen. Zelda with short hair isn't something I knew I wanted until I got it. I will say that. I also want to say I would love for you to just Google Tears of the Kingdom Ganondorf and take a look at the picture real quick.
All right, I will.
And guys, while he does that, we're just look at his reaction. He's gonna and it's voiced by Matt Mercer. So
yeah, I know. Okay, I see. I get.
Oh, I see. I get. Yeah.
I understand now.
I'm on cosplay talk pretty hard, and let me tell you, these thirsty motherfuckers. All the girls who cosplay as Link are going a little crazy about it.
I am still Team Pura. The
only real team is Zelda. I don't know what the hell this is.
Look up Pura. Zelda's fine, but look up Pura right now. I looked up Ganondorf, and I do understand.
Say Zelda 100%. Is fine.
Yeah, Zelda's fine. Look up Pura though.
I'll look up. How do I spell Pura?
Purah. I looked it up a bunch of times, so I know how to spell it.
Let's see here. Tears of the Kingdom. She looks fine.
Really? Damn, I don't know. I got it. Anyway, the game is good.
Yeah, no, the game looks cool.
Dude, everybody in this game so far is hot. What the fuck? I
mean, it's a video game now. Listen, all the gamers just want hot people. That's what it is. Everybody's got to be hot. That's all video gaming is. And even people who are traditionally hot are becoming hotter. The amount of people who want to fuck Bowser is wild. It's just absolutely wild. This is even before Jack Black became Bowser.
Yeah.
And it's fucking wild. It's just absolutely wild.
I don't know. I mean...
Do you want to fuck Bowser?
I mean, I'm not...
I mean, that was where that was going, right?
I'm not saying that I personally would fuck Bowser.
But I'm not see it?
Explicitly saying that, but I see it.
You see it. You see a giant turtle monster who can breathe fire.
Yeah.
And who's obsessed with one woman that he keeps kidnapping her.
Yeah, well, that part aside, you know, Bowser's cool. He's got nice hair. He's got a job.
Mm-hmm. Does he?
I don't know. Does he?
I don't know if... I mean, I guess he has a hobby. I don't know if it's a job. You know,
he commands a kingdom. I don't know.
But does he like? He doesn't like. And then you got to make sure our structure of like, you know, what about our economy? He doesn't give a shit about that. I don't know about no Koopa Land economy. He just got a bunch of Koopas he tells to go get after Mario. Not only does he send them after Mario, but when they die, he brings them back to life to continue to serve him forever after death.
Is there who community plans the kingdom? Is there
probably Kamek?
I was gonna say, is it Kamek? It must be Kamek. There's a fucking
all the other castles are run by his kids.
Yeah.
I don't
Nepotism,
know.
Baby.
Much, and all those castles aren't even his. He just has them take over other people's castles.
Something that pops into my head on a regular basis, when anything Mario comes up, is that Brian David Gilbert video where he's like, "If when I die, do I become Dry Brian?" and that's one of my favorite things to out of context say to people.
If I die, do I become Dry Eric?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Cool.
The building aspect of Tears of the Kingdom. I got tears in my eyes. Fucking Jesus Christ.
But not in the kingdom.
There are no Tears in the Kingdom as of yet. I don't know what that title is really referring to yet.
I mean, it's probably because the kingdom got destroyed because Ganon was evil.
Is he crying?
I mean, it depends. What version of Ganondorf is this? Is this the one after? If this is the Ganondorf after, Wind Waker, then yes, I assume he's crying. Wind Waker's ending was so good. I hate to segue this hard, but Wind Waker's ending was so good because that's when we found out it's the same fucking Ganon every time. And he's just like, here I am again, fighting this fucking kid in a green cloak and the stupid princess for the rest of my goddamn life.
I've beaten that game 3 times and I don't remember that at all.
Breath of the Wild? I mean, Wind Waker?
No,
that's revealed it's the same Ganon?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
You don't listen to the boat when he speaks, do you?
I remember that the boat is the guy.
The guy?
Yeah, the boat's the guy. This is why, okay, you're always
I hate you.
Let me segue another time. This is a real roller coaster for our listeners, and I apologize. Let me segue another time. You're always concerned. We do our One Piece videos, and then I post clips, and you're like, "Don't read the comments." Do you think I'll remember the comments, Joe?
Yes, I do. I do.
That I'll remember anything?
I don't need you reading them comments, mostly because friend of the channel Patrick is also sneakily fucking saying shit in every single comment that I want to kind of just choke him.
Do you think that I remember a single thing he said?
No, I do not risk that shit. I risk that shit.
I beat Wind Waker 3 times, and what I remember is that the boat is the guy. The boat is the guy.
Eric. Eric, please. I'm asking you for the sake of the content. You're not trying because you're actively doing it.
I'll try. But the boat is the guy. The king. He's the Wind Waker.
No, he's not the Wind Waker. That's wrong. Link is the Wind Waker. Well, the Wind Waker is the baton.
Spoiler alert, but Tetra is Zelda, and Zelda is Sheik. Sheik...
Well, Zelda isn't Sheik in that game. There's no Sheik in that game.
Well, she's still Sheik when she decides to be. This Ganon, though, Matt Mercer Ganon, this Ganon that I've been looking at here, he probably appreciates a good cry. He looks like he's a... He probably, once in a while, gets a good cry in. The building aspect of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is sort of similar to like how Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts might have worked if Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts was a good game.
Yeah.
It is basically, you're right. You were absolutely spot on about that. It's amazing because you have all of these fucking things that are around in the world. And when you move them and fuse them together or glue them together or whatever, it actually fucking works. Like, it's the most intuitive type of thing like that I've seen in a game. I can't believe it. I'm so happy.
It's so weird and out of place when you think of traditional Legend of Zelda games, right? Because that stuff was getting kind of wild even in Breath of the Wild. Because I remember there was like the whole puzzle aspect. I remember I solved one puzzle because it was like a a maze thing, like one of those tilt-a-mazes, and I just kind of jettisoned the ball up and flipped it over, and I'm like, oh, cool, I solved it. Go over, and it's like magnetism and hitting things a lot, so it launches, and I'm just like, this is wild. It's very different. I don't, because it is still Zelda with the world and everything, but it definitely didn't feel like a traditional Zelda game, and there's nothing wrong with that. I actually think that this new direction they're going with all the games is fucking, I mean, it's doing well, right? Everyone fucking playing, everyone's talking about it, but it's just, you know, I guess I want to know what other games would try and take different approaches moving forward. And Nintendo's kind of been doing that in Mario general Odyssey with all of their properties. Mario Odyssey, the new Pokemon games, I've heard have taken quite a different like stance and take on how they move forward too.
Arceus was cool.
Arceus was so much fucking fun. I absolutely love Arceus. I'm going to call out a friend here. Okay. I'm sorry. Friend of the channel, Kazooie. Kevin. Is like, Arceus, none of those Hisuian Pokemon are canon. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, it's not in the canon game, so they're not canon. They're fake Pokemon. And I'm like, he's the fucking worst take I've ever heard in it. Like, it's literally past
that's
Pokemon.
Just not correct. That's just not correct.
Yeah, it's not correct. But he has this fucking, this is the canon. And I'm like, do you listen to yourself? You sound like a god.
Take a deep breath, Joe.
No, I need to get this out. He sounds like a goddamn comic book nerd whenever they complain about anything different when a show changes something or when a movie changes something.
I mean,
it's the Natma disease.
That is a thing, though.
And the Natma disease is a terrible thing, and you should stop giving into it. For those of you who don't know what the Natma disease, it stems from the fact that the most commonly misrepresented like character that is beloved, Batman, is different in so many iterations. And every time something new about Batman shows up, or something different about like comic book Batman or even cartoon Batman shows up, everyone's like, oh, that's not Batman. That's not my Batman. That's not my Batman. I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's Batman.
It's funny that you bring that up, though, directly after talking about how you don't care for these new mechanics in Zelda.
I didn't say that. I didn't say I didn't care for that. Did you fucking listen at all to what I just said?
I heard you.
What did I say then? Correct yourself.
Now listen, here's the thing.
Correct yourself.
I would agree that the world of Breath of the Wild is the best part. The puzzles, the mechanics, I could take or leave. The puzzles in
That's
Breath
a lie.
Of the Wild,
you want to make giant robots.
No, well, in Breath of the Wild, I mean, the like dungeons and stuff, and the puzzles were not as great.
It was very like Mario-esque, right?
Yeah.
Where like this is a random room with a random thing to do.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Like it's all like we make a quick level design for you to do something in.
Yeah. So Tears of the Kingdom has corrected that a bit already. I'm not that far into it, but the shrines in it are already like more complex and more interesting, and the puzzles are fun. And the thing about it is that these mechanics are new and pretty different, but it still does feel like Zelda puzzles, the way that you solve them and stuff.
Do you see a giant glowing eye and hit it with an arrow?
I haven't yet, but I would guess that you do. I've had to hit stuff with arrows.
These mechanics are bad.
No, I know.
I didn't complain about them at all.
But you did say that they were pretty different.
That is saying something different means it's bad?
But I believe you said that it feels not quite the same.
Yeah, not traditional.
Yeah, which was my point.
That's not a bad thing.
All right, yeah, well, but that's what I think. I think that in Breath of the Wild, I totally agree. It feels like a pretty big departure, and a lot of it didn't feel like linked back into the sort of Zelda vibe as nicely. Tears of the Kingdom fucking nails it, dude. And this Banjo Kazooie stuff, where you're fusing cars and shit,
I
is
hate
so
that
cool.
we call it Banjo Kazooie.
It's so
shit.
cool.
Banjo, you deserve a better legacy than that fucking thing.
God, they really do. They really do. But we have to acknowledge that nuts and bolts did happen.
We don't have to. We don't have to acknowledge that it happened.
There are some things that you just can't get around. 9/11, Banjo Kazooie, nuts and bolts.
What the fuck? What a wild.
Similarly tragic for me.
Speaking of 9/11.
What does that mean?
Yeah, because you did this bit. We're going further. Speaking of 9/11 and Nintendo, you ever watch the old Super Mario Brothers movie?
Yeah.
Remember when the world was getting fucked up and they destroyed the two towers?
They destroyed the Twin Towers in the Mario movie?
They fucked them up in the Mario movie. They look fucked.
Did you know?
We need to get the fuck off of this subject, so please, what do I know?
Did you know that Kermit caused 9/11?
What the fuck are you on about?
So this is like a pretty well-known internet meme.
Sure.
So I'm sure that if you're listening to this, you've probably heard this.
How have
you
we
are
gone...
a person of culture and taste for listening to this. But in A Muppet Christmas Carol, the Muppet Christmas Carol, I believe it's the Muppet Christmas Carol. No, it's not the Muppet.
Fucking move forward.
There's a Muppet movie that came out right around when 9/11 happened, and they filmed it with the Twin Towers in the background. Kermit goes back in time to see what life would be like without him, and when he is there without Kermit, the Twin Towers are still standing. When he goes back to his reality, Twin Towers are gone. Kermit caused 9/11.
Remember the Spider-Man trailer when Spider-Man had caught a bunch of helicopters in between the two towers?
Yeah.
And then they had to change that immediately because of the bad thing that happened.
Isn't there also a poster for that movie where you can see the Twin Towers and like the reflection of his eye, and it's like super rare now?
I guess, yeah. I don't know why it's hard. Why are we talking about it? What the fuck is
because
this
Kermit
episode?
caused 9/11. I can't believe I forgot which movie it was.
I can't believe we're still talking about this and why Kermit caused 9/11. I can't believe there's so many weird PhazeCast bullshit that relates back to 9/11 that we could keep segueing into.
I mean, 9/11 was a big deal, almost as big of a deal as the tragedy of Banjo Kazooie, nuts and bolts.
Oh my god!
I watched the first episode of Muppets Mayhem. That was fun.
Is that out?
Yeah, it's out. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I liked it.
Oh, you watched the first episode. Okay, I thought you just told me you watched the first episode, but didn't watch the full episode.
No, I watched the full episode. It was awesome.
What's the tone? What's the
So initial thoughts on the first episode. The tone is a little off because it's too human heavy. There is a whole side plot where like the record label employee has like a dad who passed away and her sister is supporting her, and they're trying to develop that into a thing, it seems, and I just want to see the Muppets. So I think there are like the Muppets movie from 2011 has a human heavy side plot as far as like Jason Segel and Amy Adams relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But that subplot ties back into the Muppets so often that it's still fun and engaging to watch. There's too many people in this. It is just the start. I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm kind of over binge watching stuff, so I want to take it slow.
Oh, okay.
I mean, man.
It's like you don't retain anything anyway, so that's probably best for you.
They did Can You Picture That from the original Muppet movie in that episode, which was awesome.
Right.
The song from the original Muppet movie that Dr. Teeth performs. And yeah, I don't know. It's every time that the Muppets were on screen, I had a fucking blast. But there were times where the Muppets were not on screen, and I did not care for that. That's all. I liked it though. It was good.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. I don't really have an interest of watching that show. I'm going to be completely honest with you. No Kermit? No Piggy?
And that's sort of the other thing is I'm interested to see like what other Muppets they bring in, if any, because I don't know.
Animal can't carry a whole show. I'm just saying it right now.
Well, I think they're doing a good job, at least in that first episode, kind of distributing the responsibility of carrying that show across the band, all the members of the band. Even that guy who was only in like the last season of the Muppet Show, whose name I always forget.
Fuck if I know.
And he can't talk. Lips is
his name is Lips, and he can't talk, huh?
Yeah, well, he plays like the saxophone or whatever, trumpet. I don't fucking remember what he plays. But even he has some good scenes in that first episode. And I was like, nice, that's cool. Yeah, I mean it's the Muppets, man. I'm down. I'm always down for whatever the Muppets
That's
put out.
true. Canonically, I have to be too.
All right, listen. You're talking about Kevin being being upset about the canon of Pokemon. We cannot have a canon, Joe. There's no PhazeCast canon. That does not exist.
I mean, facts exist. Right? Facts exist. That's a different thing than a canon.
You can't start in public referring to your own life's canon. That's the next step.
I've been doing that since I was in middle school. So.
Be like, actually, canonically, Joe doesn't do that.
Canonically. I used to. Ooh. Let's do this. I used to refer to myself as everybody's side character in their story.
Yeah, you were quite something in middle school.
Did we know each other in middle school?
I knew you by proxy.
In middle school?
Yeah. Well, I guess no.
No, high school. Yeah. You knew me by proxy in high school. God, what did you? First thoughts.
First thoughts of you?
Yeah, first thoughts if you can remember.
I was like, this guy's a bit much.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I am a lot. Yeah. But it's weird too because I have only two modes for people who actually know me. I have, I'm quiet, and then I have, I'm turned on. It's like something happened.
You're what now?
I'm turned on. A switch was flipped.
This truly is
I'm jazzed, and that's something happens, and then all of a sudden I'm the loudest thing in the room for like the rest of the night, or until I hit something, and I'm like, well, that's all the social battery I have right now.
The social battery, man. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, that is sort of the thing, though, is that I like to be the loudest thing in the room.
I know.
So that's
did you butt heads with me when I showed up?
You and I are at odds. We gotta out loud each other all the time.
Yeah. You once texted me about it. I don't want to go too into it, but there was a moment where he texted me after a hangout about how mad he was that I out louded him. Essentially, I mean,
yes,
you know what? Exactly. You know exactly. And like, it was a weird like guilt trip thing, and I'm like, I guess I was just having a good time. I guess he was trying to do something else.
You need to have slightly less of a good time than me, Joe.
Apparently,
and you know it.
Yeah.
God damn. This episode truly is Tears of the Kingdom. I fucking have been in tears this entire time.
Hey, I live to entertain. It's who I is. It's what I am.
In conclusion, Tears of the Kingdom is good.
I'm excited. I think you've made my decision clear, because after Jedi Survivor, I was going to pick up either going to finish Odyssey or just start a new game. I told you I was going to finish Odyssey, but I think that's a good game I can keep going in and out of without getting.
Oh yeah,
that's just a good, whatever. I think I got to hit Breath of the Wild, and then I got to hit that. I'll do a twofer.
If you don't jive with like some of the mechanics of Breath of the Wild, don't feel obligated to finish that in order to play Tears of the Kingdom, because I think Tears of the Kingdom is different enough that really it just kind of seems like it's going to stand on its own.
I think if I didn't jive with any of the mechanics, I would just rush the story.
Yeah, because I was going to say, story-wise, it does like immediately follow up Breath of the Wild, which is interesting for a Zelda game. They don't always do that. So you might need that aspect of it. But it's excellent so far, and nice. I am excited to play it more. And I really don't even... Like, I feel like I barely scratched the surface of that game and had a blast already. Also, that text... I was drunk, and I think it was regarding a girl.
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but yes, exactly. Here I am in the Taco Bell drive-thru with said girl, and I'm taking her home, and I get a text from him about how dare you yell so loudly about the Fifth Element. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I was just louder about the Fifth Element.
It was about the Fifth Element too.
Yeah. I was just enjoying the Fifth Element, man.
I like the Fifth. That was what it was about.
No, it wasn't. It was about the
girl. No, but in relation to the Fifth Element and discussing it.
Yeah.
I was like, you took that conversation from me.
It was super green, man. I'm sorry.
I can talk about the Fifth Element too, God damn it. And look at us now. Now we talk in conjunction about the Fifth Element for a fucking half hour every week.
Hold on, I just found this. Let me pull this out real quick. Oh man, I just set this up too. Okay, good. I can pull this out without fucking it up. I'll be very happy. I think I can. I can't, but I'm gonna fuck it up for the bit. No, I can't pull it out. Fuck off. Multipass.
Wait, you just have a multipass?
Multipass.
How'd you get that?
Multipass.
Is that from like a loot crate? That seems like a loot crate type thing.
It absolutely was a loot crate thing. It's a good little prop though.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's like, it has all the info. She's Lilu Dallas, West Park Alleys 281. Viral state's low.
You can use it when you cosplay Lilu. Everybody will love that at the con. When you're in the... That's our show, everybody.
Apparently that's a show, everybody. Multipass. Hey, real quick. Thank you for spending some of your time with us. I am going to go get my toilet paper to do the... Bye!
Goodbye.